Okay, let's get right into it. You speak English well, right? Maybe you use it at work or for your studies every single day. But then you get that IELTS reading score back and it's just not what you expected. If that sounds like you, then you're in the right place. It is one of the most frustrating things about the IELTS test. You know the language, you can read complicated articles just fine, but that high band score, it just feels like it's slipping through your fingers. So what is going on? Why doesn't your fluency automatically get you a top score? Well, here's the good news. The problem probably isn't your English at all. It's not about vocabulary, it's not about grammar. The points you're losing, they're almost certainly because of a few common and totally avoidable mistakes in your approach. See, this isn't just a language test, it's a strategy game. And the key to winning this game is to completely change how you think about the reading section. You have to stop being a reader and start being a hunter. This isn't about enjoying a good story, it's about going on a scavenger hunt for answers. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the library reader. They try to read every single word, aiming for 100% understanding. And what happens? They run out of time, every single time. But on the right, you've got the scavenger hunter. They're on a mission. They skim to get a general idea, then they scan with laser focus for the specific answers they need. They find it, they write it down, and they move on. That's who you need to be. So, how do you become that hunter? Well, the first step is to stop making the mistakes that are trapping you in the reader mindset. Let's break down the 5 biggest, most common flaws that are costing people points. Okay, let's start with the absolute biggest one. Seriously, if you can fix just this one thing, you are well on your way to a much higher score. This is the mistake that causes more problems than pretty much all the others combined. And here it is, trying to read the entire passage word for word. This is fatal flaw number 1. You just don't have time to read 3 long academic-style texts like you're reading a novel. The clock is your biggest enemy here, and this is the main reason people never even get to the last few questions. This right here is the heart of the scavenger hunt mindset. Your goal is not understanding. Your goal is points. That's it. And you get those points by finding specific answers. All you have to do is find the little neighborhood in the text where the answer lives. Now for fatal flaw number 2. This one is all about the clock, and it's a trap that even the fastest, smartest readers can fall into. It really just comes down to managing your resources. You know how it goes. You get stuck on one really tricky question, you just know the answer is in there somewhere, and you spend 3, 4, maybe even 5 minutes looking for it. But in that same amount of time, you probably could have answered 2 or 3 easier questions. The fix for this is something I call the 1-minute rule. You have to remember, every single question on this test, whether it's super easy or incredibly hard, is worth exactly 1 point. So if you can't find the answer in about 60 seconds, just make your best guess, mark the question so you can come back to it, and move on. Don't sacrifice easy points for a hard one. Fatal flaw number 3. Oh, this one is maybe the most painful of all. This is where you can find the right answer, do all the hard work, and still get 0 points because of one silly, careless mistake. Every single set of questions has instructions, and one of the most critical parts is the word limit. You'll see things like no more than 2 words or 1 word only. If you ignore this, you're literally just giving points away for free. It is that simple and that brutal. Even if the information is totally correct, if you write a large wooden door when the limit is 2 words, it's wrong. You get 0. You have to double-check the instructions for every new question type. All right, on to number 4. This is a sneaky one, and it's a trap that's especially dangerous for people who actually know a lot about the topic in the passage. See, the IELTS reading test is what we call a closed system. That means that for the next hour, the only truth in the universe is what is written on that page. It doesn't matter if you're an expert on the topic and you know something in the text is wrong. For the text is always right. Sticking to this is so important, especially for those true, false, not given questions. Your job isn't to check the facts against what you know about the world. It's to check the statement against what the passage says. If the passage doesn't mention it, the answer is not given, even if you know for a fact that it's true in real life. And now, for our 5th and final flaw. This one is a logistical nightmare that happens in the last few minutes of the test, and believe me, it can completely destroy an otherwise great performance. A lot of people get used to the listening test, where you get 10 extra minutes at the end to transfer your answers, so they think it's the same for reading. They write all their answers in the question booklet and plan to copy everything over in the last minute or 2. This is a massive, massive risk. Let me repeat that so it really sinks in. The 60 minutes you get for the reading test includes the time it takes to write your answers on the official answer sheet. If the time runs out and your answers are still in the booklet, you get a score of 0. The safest bet is to transfer your answers as you finish each passage. Okay, we've made it through the 5 big mistakes. Before we wrap up, let's just go over a couple of really simple habits that can protect your score and make a huge difference. Here's a painful little fact. A spelling mistake means the answer is wrong. You get 0 points, even if you found the right word. But here's the good news. You are literally copying the word directly from the text in front of you. There is absolutely no reason to get it wrong. Just take that extra half second to make sure you copied it perfectly. So if we boil everything down to the 3 most important things for hitting that band 7 or higher, here they are. First, be the scavenger hunter. Skim and scan, don't read every word. Second, treat those word limits like they are unbreakable laws. And third, transfer your answers as you go so you don't have a disaster at the end. And that's a wrap. So I have a question for you. Think about your own practice tests. Be honest. Which one of these 5 fatal flaws do you think is stealing the most points from you? Figuring that out is the very first step to fixing it.